after Inktober. It was already a very big effort, and you have 2 months to get to those goals, more or less, that you set at the beginning of the year. And if you're like me, right now I'm feeling kind of lost, and I am doing many things to regain motivation, to remember why I started, to get back on track. I haven't even done YouTube videos, so yeah, let's get back to the grind. Personally, a part of me doesn't even want to look at my own goals. I'm sure I'm going to be depressed, but I have learned some important lessons which I think can help you out as well. Number 1, remember that it's possible. Usually you may feel very inspired when you are setting the actual goals in the new year or stuff, but then time goes by and you start doubting yourself. You may wonder, am I really ready for this? Maybe I'm not good enough to make stories yet and should still be studying exclusively. Am I just wasting my time? It's too late for me. I'm kinda old. Who am I kidding? My work sucks. Why do I care? I'm tired. I should just get the high-paying job and not stress about comics and relax when I get home. And you may be repeating those statements in your head or while talking to people, and you are just repeating that all the time. You start forgetting that excitement that you had when you set your goals and start to maybe deviate from them. The reason is because, as actualized.org defines in his YouTube channel, because I really liked how he defined it, instead of focusing on things that you do not want to happen in your life, you shift your focus and you think about the things that you do want to happen in your life. I'm going to achieve 1 video a week starting from right now, and I'm going to achieve making a chapter of my comic every 2 weeks, and thinking about the good things that I do want to happen, not I am going to fail, who am I kidding, I am not a hard-working person anymore, I don't know what happened, focus on the things that you do want, the positive things, and believe that you will do them. Number 2, and this is very exciting, imagine and visualize what you want. Writing down your main goals and making sure you envision the prize. And personally, I love vision boards, which are tools to help you stay on top of your goals and remember the good things about them, what you want to achieve. It is filled with images and whatever you want to do or have in life. I think they are supposed to be private, ideally, but whatever, I will just share with you on this video. I really want to become a better comic artist, so here are some artists that inspire me to the level of wanting to do even perspective, to study courses and stuff. There are some reminders of me wanting to go to Canada with my boyfriend, and for that I should strive to gain money, control of my own life, independence from my parents and everyone, and that's really tied up to working as a freelancer on comics for other people, which I am enjoying a lot most of the time. Even though I am just starting out, I have to become a better artist to get more jobs and also do other things, so that's why that's a big chunk on my vision board. Because sometimes I forget my baby, winter secrets, and I should strive to this level of work, even I also do housework, YouTube and clients. Ideally, of course, everything is customizable to life. But as you can see, I am making studying art and freelance a priority. So here you put your priorities as well. And yeah, I also have some personal goals over here. Number 3. This is totally optional, but because I always thought this was a waste of time. But basically, morning pages. Morning pages are ideal for anxious people or even busy people. It's basically you wake up, you sit down, you set a certain amount of time, and you write whatever crosses your mind. Some people do 3 pages daily, and I think that's the ideal length. I personally don't do it daily, but I think they are really good for anxious people. It has helped me a lot when I am feeling very stressed, and I always feel like in a good mood when I finish the task. It really helps you tackle your fears and convert them into ways you are going to fight them by doing something else, something happy or exciting. And yeah, sometimes I have these amazing images on my vision board in front of me every morning, but it becomes so usual to me that sometimes I don't even see them, or I don't pause to remember my goals. Hence, I forget some of them, the least urgent ones, but that are important as well, like family or stuff. Sometimes I'm just too focused on work and I forget other important things. So doing morning pages on some weekends, or maybe every other day, or before planning your week, or whatever you do, it helps you remind your goals and what you're doing with your life and being present in the moment. If you're enjoying or not, what can you fix, etc. And that's because sometimes we're so in the go, so in the grind, that sometimes we don't pause and analyze our life. And I feel like me as an introvert, I really need that, and many comic creators can relate to that. So number 4 is do your own thing. And that was a very important one for me because I am someone that used to watch too many YouTube videos, and as a result I got too many good pieces of advice. And for example, something that I was doing on my YouTube channel at some time ago was making these videos about monthly goals and how I did and how I'm going to do the next monthly goals. And that was a good way in which I was keeping up with the YouTube videos because it kept the momentum going. It was a very easy video to make. But then I got this very good advice that was like, if you tell people your goals, your brain already thinks that it has accomplished them. So you won't feel like the pressure to actually do them. And also, by doing those videos, saying my goals out loud for everyone to see and me failing to do them, I was also making people to not believe in me, because I would say I'm going to do this thing and I wouldn't do it because I wasn't aligned with my own goals on the daily. So I stopped making those videos, and I stopped making YouTube videos completely. So the moral of the story is, it was a very good advice and it is true, but at the same time it was something that was working for me, so I'm going to keep doing it. It works for me, and as long as it works, even if it's not generally good advice, even if it's not super useful, I'm going to keep doing them. Any advice anyone has for you, if you have come up with a way that you do it better, even if it's not the best way, if it works for you, do it. For example, if I say something like do your work in the morning, and you are actually one of the people that do work better at night but also do not prefer to sleep at night, because there are people that are like, oh yes, I work better at night, or what do you do at night? I sleep. So that's not really working. Like, you do have to sleep, of course, but know yourself. Do what works for you, even if as a general rule it may not work. As long as it works for you and it's generally healthy, please do it. Number 5, to achieve a goal, ideally you have to make it some kind of habit. If you set a huge goal, like I want to make 40 pages of a comic this month, not only that's a very daunting goal for me because I have never accomplished something like that, but also it doesn't really give me a clue on how to achieve it. It's just a random number. But if you reverse engineer that goal and say, okay, I have 2 hours in the morning or 2 hours at night to work on comics every weekday and none of weekends, when you do that, not only you are creating a good habit that allows you to publish comic content every week or whatever schedule, you are also realizing that if you do 2 hours per weekday, you have 10 hours working on a comic, and according to your speed, you may not be able to make 40 pages a month, but maybe you can do 4 pages a month, which is a very good amount, and you can publish each page each week. So if you've lost some of your goals in the way, schedule them. For example, I wasn't doing YouTube at all, nor my other comic, because I always felt like I didn't have time, so I had to make time, meaning schedule it. So now every day, more or less from this hour to this hour, I am going to dedicate myself to anything related to YouTube. With comics, my productivity works best with batching, but when I am doing lots of things, this is what works. And with YouTube, just setting aside a little bit of time each day and progressing slowly is what helps me the most. Number 6, and this is a very big one, forgive yourself. Yes, you may have had a very bad day or month or year. Maybe you have been super lazy, maybe you really have disappointed yourself so far. At least that's how I feel sometimes about myself. But just blaming yourself and feeling angry at yourself isn't helpful at all. You have to forgive yourself. It's like okay, this is a new beginning. Forget about the past. This is going to be amazing. You have to believe in it. October, I wasn't working as much as I should have. There are many reasons for that. I'm not going to bore you with detail. But now I have November and December. Most of December. So let's make it awesome. Let's work a lot. We have time. We just have to make healthy, good habits and make sure we achieve those goals through these habits. And also, of course, set goals that are not super big. Like I am setting goals that I am able to achieve in 2 months, not any higher. Sometimes I don't even expect results of my goals. I usually I just say, for example, art practice, and in my schedule I put 2 hours of daily practice, and that way I am making sure that I am actually setting a time to do art practice. I don't know what I will achieve in 2 months, but I am making sure I have time dedicated to it. And I think that's the best way, because also you don't feel bad for not producing the amount of work you maybe want. You may not even have time for it. You may have other things in life. And my final tip, realize what things or what habits are destroying your goals. For example, for me, listening to YouTube videos all the time. Any task in any time. Like I was always listening to something, even while brushing my teeth. I wasn't allowing myself to be in the moment. And of course, there was a point where I was just sick of it and I couldn't stand social media or anything that produced noise. Like I feel like a monk in this month, in this week, because I am trying to be in complete silence as much as I can. Or if I even let myself listen to a YouTube video, it's like 1 video a day. A day while doing lots of stuff. And I think that's not totally bad, but it wasn't helping me. And I hope you are very inspired doing the vision board, believing you can do this, maybe even doing affirmations. I didn't mention that, but I will maybe add some of my affirmations that I have, because I think they can help you as well. I don't know, I sometimes don't do it daily as one should, but anyway, I think those are good ways to enforce your identity. Also, because when you do good habits and the motivation for you to do those habits are your identity, that helps a lot. Because if you are like, I am a responsible person, you will do responsible things. So you will get closer to your goals. You know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, check my comics if you want to, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!